July 4th, 250th birthday of the United States of America, live on CBS from the White House.
Yeah.
Fight card from the White House, live and free on CBS, the network. Come on. I talked to him last night, him being the president, and I'm flying out there at the end of this month, and I'm going to sit down and walk him through. It's definitely going to happen. We have like 2 different options laid out, and the matchmaking process has already started. So, yeah, we got the White House card done last week.
The card is done already to go?
Yep.
Nice. How many title fights are you able to say?
No. Okay. Me and Borsari actually fly to D.C. this week and sit down with the president and his team and start walking them through not just the production, but the fight card. We have like 3 different options on all the different production stuff and see what he likes and what he doesn't like. But let me tell you this, it is, this event is going to be so badass and so unique and so special and so expensive.
What's next? Ilia Topuria on the White House. Has to be. No other option. I've been speaking it into existence since I fought Vaziv last year. I thought it would be Topuria in January, and then I would fight and defend my belt on the White House card in June. But things change up, can't control everything. Ilia takes a step back because of personal issues. I still get to fight for an interim championship, which makes me a champion on paper, which gives me Ilia Topuria on the White House in June.
Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje is now officially confirmed. This monumental announcement is amplified by its connection to the White House event, elevating its significance far beyond a typical fight reveal. Ilia appears intensely focused, having already commenced his training camp early and fully committed, approaching this as a career-defining moment.
You had the matchmaking for the White House. I know you're not announcing anything tonight, but I'm sure you have a framework and an idea in mind of what that card looks like. What can we expect? How many title fights? What does the White House look like?
We have like 2 different options laid out, and the matchmaking process has already started. So, yeah, we got the White House card done last week.
Regarding their preparation, Dana White has officially confirmed the bout, emphasizing from the outset the extreme danger inherent in this matchup. Both Justin and Ilia possess devastating knockout power, meaning a single, well-placed strike could conclude the fight instantly. White shifted the narrative to preparation, asserting that the outcome will hinge on Justin's approach to training and how he navigates this camp. He clarified that it's not merely about Justin's raw power or toughness, but critically about his conditioning, discipline, and the meticulous crafting of his game plan.
And yeah, just the last one. And now that it seems that it's going to be Gaethje versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely striking. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that Ilia hits like a truck, and so does Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a.
When probed about the White House card and the prospect of Ilia Topuria facing Justin Gaethje, John Jones expressed clear enthusiasm for Ilia. He proclaimed Ilia as the fighter who currently ignites his excitement, noting an explosive quality within him. Jones strikingly referred to Ilia as dynamite, conveying a potent sense of imminent danger.
But do you have a favorite fighter to watch?
My favorite fighter to watch, it's always been Anderson Silva. He's unbelievable. Right now, I would say Ilia. He really gets me excited. He's just dynamite.
There's rumors he will return to headline the White House with Justin Gaethje.
How crazy would that be?
Justin, for his part, unequivocally stated that the Ilia fight is locked in, targeting a June showdown. His demeanor exuded absolute certainty regarding the matchup. He articulated his firm desire for a victory over Ilia, after which he would then deliberate his next steps. Asked if the method of victory mattered, he asserted his perpetual aim to secure knockouts, a particularly crucial element in this specific encounter. He further pledged to deliver his absolute best and hardest performance for the fans.
Amazing. So how do you visualize this year playing out for yourself?
I hope I fight in June and get a win versus Ilia, and then we'll see from there.
Does it matter if it's a knockout decision?
No, of course, I'm always trying to knock everybody out, but I just
will fight my best.
Michael Bisping pointed out that Ilia Topuria was away dealing with personal matters, which opened the door for other fighters to start calling for opportunities. Justin Gaethje had his eyes on the winner of Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, and Bisping said he understood the logic behind that. Still, in his opinion, that was never the right move. He believes the interim champion should be fighting the undisputed champion. Bisping also mentioned the potential White House card and said that if Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje headlines it, chaos is almost guaranteed. He's expecting pure violence. He doesn't see this becoming a slow, technical chess match at all.
Ilia Topuria, the man is back. He went through a divorce, they've reached a settlement, everything's all good. He wants to come back. He wants to fight Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje apparently wants to fight him. There's talks of the main event at the White House. This is how it's supposed to go. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because Justin was calling out the winner of Max versus Charles. I get it because Ilia was away.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's not what should be happening. It should be Justin, the interim title or the interim champ, fights the undisputed. Thankfully, normal service has resumed, and that is what we're going to.
Paul Felder agreed that Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje is exactly the kind of matchup that belongs on a massive stage like a White House event. He supported the idea that the card would likely be small and carefully selected, meaning only the biggest and most meaningful fights should make the cut.
Yeah.
I think.
We'll see. I hope so. And I hope it's at the White House. It needs a big fight. I feel like that's guaranteed chaos between those two and somebody probably getting put away. I'm also hearing that there's potentially only going to be 6 or 7 fights on that card for the White House. And it makes sense, right? It's a limited audience right there. It's on the White House. It can't be an all-day big huge thing. They've got to try to limit it down somehow because everyone's talking about like poor Dustin Jacoby was calling for the White House. Hopefully he gets it, but you're talking about 6. If it's only 6 or 7 fights now, if it's a 10, 14 fight card or something like that.
Eric Nixick immediately called it a tough fight, and you could tell he genuinely meant it from both perspectives. He described Ilia Topuria as a data collector, someone who studies patterns, waits for small mistakes, and then builds his attacks around them. Nixick pointed out that Justin Gaethje can sometimes leave openings in his defense. At the same time, he gave major credit to Gaethje and his coach, Trevor Whitman. He said that if anyone can reverse engineer a game plan and clean up those mistakes against someone like Topuria, it's that team, because in a fight like this, small errors can quickly turn into massive moments.
What are your early thoughts on Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria?
Ooh, tough fight. Yeah, I think, Topuria is a data collector. He's going to see holes in the defense. I think some of those things that you and I talked about that maybe Justin was kind of overexposing. I think Topuria is going to look at those things and try to exploit those. If you're going to reverse engineer your game plan, I think Justin and Trevor are two of the best in the game that can do that and know what offense is going to come back at them if you're making these mistakes. So you're going to have to shore those things.
Luke Thomas's main point about Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria was how wide the gap at the top of the division feels right now. He said the way Gaethje responded to Ilia calling him out shows that he recognizes Topuria as someone operating on a completely different level of confidence and control.
Let's get to the people who we've been kind of dancing around this whole time, which is who I think are the 2 best lightweights in the world. Let's start with, Let's start with the champion himself. Here's a tweet from Ilia Topuria I'm guessing to Patty, obviously. Quote, "Hey, little sausage. The only thing you had to do was beat a 38-year-old guy." By the way, you can just, if you say that in Topuria's voice, all you had to do was just beat a 38, you're comparing him to like any guy off the street who happens to be 38. Like the disdain with which he is treating Gaethje is remarkable. He says, "You just lost the biggest paycheck of your life. You were going to get rich if you won. Justin, all I can say is congratulations. And I'd like to tell you to get ready, but you're screwed no matter what." I got to tell you, Ilia Topuria from the top rope. I love this message.
Jed Meshew spoke specifically about Justin Gaethje and acknowledged what Gaethje brings to the table: the toughness, the history, and the willingness to fight anyone at any time. But he also made it clear that those qualities alone might not be enough anymore against Ilia Topuria. Pressure and durability don't automatically translate into real danger, especially against someone as sharp and calculated as Topuria.
I'm A-okay. I have a lot of issues with basically everything Ilia Topuria has said over the last 2 years. Not this one. Like, this is exactly right. Like, you got beef with that dude and you can dunk on that dude. Like, that is a okay thing to do. You know, I do think he also lost the biggest payday of his life. I think it's better for his career if he beats Paddy than Gaethje. But like, I totally understand dunking on him right now. And yeah, I mean, the most likely outcome is that he blows the doors off Justin Gaethje.
Rafael Fiziev spoke about Justin Gaethje's fight with the highlight, and his biggest takeaway was that Gaethje didn't look like himself early on. Fiziev said Justin seemed slow, heavy, and a bit flat, almost like he wasn't fully ready to fight at that pace. He pointed to certain visual signs, especially around the neck, and suggested that Gaethje might not have been completely healthy going into that fight.
What did you think of the fight between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett the last couple of days?
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm happy for Justin, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised how he not in shape in this fight, honestly, because on the first round he start this fight very slow. He's very slow. He's like look like he like sick, you know, like not in shape. I think if he gonna be same shape like I fight him in London, he gonna finish Paddy like first 2 rounds. Like. I don't think he really 100% shape on this fight. I see his neck, maybe a staph infection. Yeah, look like, yeah. And Paddy, yeah, I'm sure he make me surprised. His head is really strong.
When the conversation shifted to Justin Gaethje potentially fighting Ilia Topuria, Rafael Fiziev made it clear he didn't like that matchup at all, and age was a big reason why. With Gaethje pushing close to 38, he explained that slow starts and visible wear don't mix well with a sharp explosive striker like Topuria. Fiziev framed it as a very dangerous style clash, especially if the fight remains on the feet. Even though he acknowledged that MMA is unpredictable, his main point stayed firm. Based on what he recently saw, this version of Gaethje would be walking into serious danger.
Just speaking of Justin Gaethje, just over here, like, how do you think he does against Ilia? Because obviously it looks like that's going to be the fight that's going to be next.
It's I don't want this fight, honestly. Yeah, because bro, he's almost 38 years old now. And if we look how he in shape in this fight, he look not so good. And fight against Ilia on stand-up, no wrestle, boxing, man, that's dangerous for him, very dangerous for him. And Ilia, he's like, he can turn off the lights very easy, like, but it's MMA. I know. I understand this MMA. Like everything can change it like every second, but still, it's for Justin. Like, honestly, I don't want to see this fight.
Ray Longo's concern wasn't really about the opponent. It was about Justin Gaethje himself. His question was simple. Which version of Gaethje shows up on fight night? He understands the damage that adds up over time. The fight with Paddy Pimblett showed that Justin is still willing to take shots to land his own. That makes for an exciting fight, but it also comes with a cost. The real concern in Gaethje's style appears when he faces someone like Ilia Topuria, who doesn't back down or panic under pressure. Topuria is comfortable in tight exchanges. Gaethje charging forward in those moments makes him dangerous, but it also makes him vulnerable.
I do worry about Gaethje a little bit. I think he's starting to slur his words a little bit. I think he's taking a little too much punishment. And that Ilia Topuria fight will be a disaster. That it's almost guaranteed. Topuria is not Paddy Pimblett. He hits like a truck. He's going to stay in the pocket, and it looks like, based on the way Paddy took those punches, that Ilia will be able to navigate through that. I just think that's a disaster fight.
This is the Ray Longo Minute here. Ray, I would love to hear your thoughts on Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje and just everything that went down with this Paramount Plus debut.
Look, everything looked good. Look, exciting fight. I think that's exactly what the UFC wants. I mean, as far as technical ability for a title fight. I mean, even Whitman couldn't get Gaethje to calm down. I mean, he looked like just out of control lunatic at times. So
what makes this argument resonate is that Ray Longo wasn't against the fight. In fact, he seemed to genuinely like it, and it's easy to understand why the UFC would love that kind of matchup. But enjoying a fight isn't the same as making the smartest career decision. Justin Gaethje is still a dangerous and powerful fighter, no doubt about that. The concern is that fights like this, much like his last one, continue to take something out of him. At this stage, putting him in there with Ilia Topuria doesn't feel like a simple test anymore. It feels like a high-risk matchup for a fighter who has already given so much to the sport. That's why Longo sees it as a problem, not because Gaethje lacks skill, but because the timing just doesn't feel right.
very exciting fight, you know, kind of back and forth, I think. You know, there were times when you thought maybe Pat Pimblett is going to come back and pull this out, but technically for a title fight, I'm not sure what I was looking at, because it was like mostly like kind of like a boxing match, you know what I mean? So imagine watching Lomachenko or somebody else. It was a little off, but very exciting fight, competitive. I think again a big hit for Paramount. I think that's exactly what they want to see. But I will say this, you know, I do worry about Gaethje a little bit. I think he's starting to slur his words a little bit. I think he's taking a little too much punishment. And that Ilia Topuria fight will be a disaster. That it's almost guaranteed. Topuria is not Paddy Pimblett. He hits like a truck. He's going to stay in the pocket, and it looks like, based on the way Paddy took those punches, that Ilia will be able to navigate through that. I just think that's a disaster fight.
When you look at Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, it's a completely different kind of fight. Topuria doesn't need chaos to win. He just needs one clean opening. His timing, power, and precision make this matchup far more dangerous for Gaethje than the Paddy Pimblett fight ever was. Gaethje can absorb damage, but Topuria doesn't waste punches. If Topuria lands clean, everything can change in an instant. At the same time, Gaethje's experience is a major factor. He's been through wars, knows how to survive tough moments, and understands how to drag opponents into deep waters. That's where Topuria would truly be tested. It becomes a clash between fight-ending precision and relentless pressure. Let us know in the comments who you think wins, Ilia Topuria or Justin Gaethje, and why.